What's up, guys? Welcome back to Rugged Adventures. I'm super happy to have you guys here because we have the return of our Palmetto State 20-inch PA-10 AR-10 rifle. And if you guys have been following, you saw that with, especially with this ammo here, it was pretty much very inaccurate and it was extremely frustrating to shoot. So I asked the Palmetto State folks if I should have it sent in for warranty, and they asked me for a few pictures to verify. And the warranty process was really easy, and I'll just go over it real quick. They wanted some shots mainly from down the barrel like this, and there's no cameraman, so stop typing that I'm flagging the camera. They wanted a shot like this, and I believe they wanted some side shots. They said, yeah, we just go ahead and send it in, because I also sent along with them some target information where I showed them what I had shot, and then I showed them what I had shot with an AR-15 with just an EOTech versus this, magnified optic, and they said, yeah, let's send it in and see what's going on with it. When they have it, they said they'll have it back in 30 to 45 business days. They used every bit of that, and with weekends and such, I was without this rifle for about 2 months. But while they were there, they, according to their notes anyway, they replaced the barrel. They honed and polished the chamber, and they made sure that the gas port was to spec, and then they shot it, and they sent the target that they shot it with, had 3 rounds right on top of each other. And so I don't know what range they shot it from, but pretty much from anywhere, even like 50 yards in, right on top of each other is going to be a sub MOA gun. So we brought it down here to our accuracy range down here, our sighting in range, and especially with these Federal Sierra Match King bullets, we were able to start putting rounds right on top of each other, one after another. So today we're going to take a look at the accuracy of these 150 grain AAC 308 Winchesters that were giving us so many problems. We'll see if that was a problem, and I can tell you just from being down here, they didn't group as well as these did, but they did put together a decent group. And then we're also going to try these Hornady 165 grain 308s, and we'll see how those go in this gun with it being back. I can tell you right away that it was immediately much better. So I do think that there was something about the barrel. They didn't tell me what it was. They didn't really tell me anything other than what they did to it, but it is shooting it just significantly better. And let's put some rounds down range and see how they land. So if you're not familiar with the setup that we have here, in addition to the Palmetto State PA-10 20-inch, we have a Magpul bipod and a primary arms 4-14 by 44 first focal plane scope, and I've heard lots of good things about that, and so we'll see what we can do. Again, this is the 150 grain AAC ammo that gave us so many problems. We maybe get a little tighter group, but in general, if we get some flyers, which we will get, it's most likely on me and probably not anything else. So let's give this a whirl. That one was low. So we'll go down range, but that was a fairly wide pattern, with the first one being a direct bullseye. So our very first shot was that bullseye. That was really nice. And then I don't remember what order these came in, but I believe these two were last. That's, still a pretty large area. Probably just between these two here is probably 2.5 MOA, and I can put these two on me. But the one thing that I consistently heard in that other video that I did, and the other couple videos I did on the accuracy of this gun, is that they said that it really didn't like this 150 grain ammunition, and a lot of folks said they've had a lot of problems with it and recommended going to a 165, 175, even 180 plus grain bullet. And so that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go up to that Hornady 165 grain and see if that does any better. Next up is our Hornady American Whitetail. These are 165 grain soft points. These are obviously for hunting or taking care of your favorite larger game, if you catch my drift. We got 5 of them in here. I've actually not shot this yet at all, so I'm hoping for good things, considering everyone said that basically anything but the 150 grain was pretty good. Let me get this rest set up just right, and we will see what we can see. That looked pretty, that first shot looked pretty good. Second one was a little high. I would venture to say that's on me. And we'll go down and take a look at where those landed. So in my opinion, a little bit better grouping than the 150s. These ones are pretty close together. And the thing that I can tell is, you know, these two are, this is 2 bullets in 1 hole. That is definitely a flyer. And this is where I must be pulling the gun down low. But what this tells me is that the gun is shooting well now, whereas before it had, you know, we would shoot and we would get one, you know, here, we would get one up here, we would get one down here. It was just all over the place. And if you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, it's the first time you come to the channel, for one, hit the like button and subscribe, but go back and watch that video. I'll link it somewhere in here, and you can see a dramatic improvement between the PA-10 before we sent it out and since we've gotten it back. But let's move up to those 175 grain Sierra Match Kings, which everyone said were, you know, pretty much where it was at. And we'll see if even a moderate shooter like me can put a bunch of them in the bullseye. So these are our Federal Sierra Match King 175 grain 308s, and this is what I ended up setting the 0 for on this rifle at 100 yards, because it was just so dang consistent. And so we'll see what we can do with 5 right now, and hopefully I can put a few in the middle for you guys. But we will see, because I am at best an average long-range shooter, even at 100 yards. So here we go. I didn't put any of those in the bullseye, but they are grouped reasonably close together. So here is our pattern close up, and we got 2, you know, I am aiming for the center of this dot, and so we got 2 here and then 3 up this way. And I can only assume that as I am shooting, when I'm pulling the trigger, I must be pulling the gun slightly to the right on some of these, and that's something that I will just have to work on. But overall, I think that these 175 grain Federal Sierra Match Kings have the tightest pattern to them all together, and that goes right along with what people said on the internet. So the biggest thing is that I do think that the other barrel that we had, or something with the way that that AR-10 was sent to us originally from the factory, was incorrect. Palmetto State Armory took it under warranty, fixed it without question. It was shipped to them and back to me without additional charge, and I think that that's pretty good. There wasn't a lot of communication. I actually checked up on it 3 or 4 times. They basically said that there was nothing that they could tell me about it, but once it was done, they did give me the details, and it was done within the parameters that they set out to do. But the moral of the story is, as I've said before, is that it didn't work, and now it does work. And even if we were a little bit off, sometimes they were consistently off. And so in my opinion, that other barrel was messed up, and that's the reason why they replaced it, not just send it back to me and say, learn how to shoot better, you idiot. So I hope that helps you guys out. I hope that gives you some insight on the Palmetto State PA-10 and Palmetto State's warranty process, which was for the most part pretty seamless, even though it took a little bit longer than I may wanted it to. So guys, if you haven't yet subscribe down below, hit that like button. I appreciate you hanging out in the sun with me today, and I'll see you on the next one.